Jason Rzucidlo reporting on the University of Michigan campus in Ann Arbor. Head football coach Rich Rodriguez was fired. Coming up, we're going to speak with the students and the fans to find out who they think his replacement should be. So what do you think about the firing of Rich Rodriguez?
I think it's a good decision. I think it was a mistake ever since they fired him, or since they hired him. I don't think he was ever the right guy. I think his scheme, all that type of stuff, works in a smaller conference where you don't try to go up against 400-pound men like Wisconsin every week. So I was never a big fan of him. It's not like he's a bad coach or anything. I just don't think it works here.
Now, and the timing of it, do you think they made it at the right time, or was it too early or too late?
I think it was way too late. If they're going to fire him, they should have announced it before the bowl game. We had nothing to prove. I think if we did it a long time ago, we maybe would have had a better shot at Harbaugh. I think Dave Brandon kind of put all his eggs in one basket. I don't know, because, I mean, if you're going to expect the result in a bowl game to affect your decision, then you know you already have the wrong person. So I think it was definitely too late.
So you think Harbaugh is the guy for him to pick?
Yes, I don't think it's going to happen just because money-wise. I think we should be willing to cough up a lot of extra money, but I don't think it's going to happen. If I had my choice beyond Harbaugh, I mean, to hire a Michigan man is not my hugest concern. I mean, Les Miles is an obvious candidate. I mean, my thing is, I think I would go actually like off the beaten path. Pat Fitzgerald from Northwestern is a young candidate, and someone like that might be the right person. He's defensive-minded, and so.
How many games did you go to here?
I went to all the home games. I went to the away game in Notre Dame this past season. So.
For the last 3 years?
I've been to 2 away games at Notre Dame, and then I went to all the home ones this year. So. I've been to the last few Rose Bowls too when we got pounded. So, not fun.
And what are your thoughts on the firing of Rich Rod?
You know, Rich Rodriguez looked like he didn't have things together out there. I mean, I seen bickering amongst the players and amongst the coaching staff and just disarray, man. I mean, we can't have this. This isn't Michigan football. We're used to being AP top 25 every year.
Now, do you think the timing of it was right? Were they too early, too late, or was it just right?
Couldn't have happened at a better time if you ask me about it.
Okay. And now there are a number of different people being considered for the job. Who do you think it should go to?
I think the list of candidates for the job, my number one pick, hopefully, you know, God bless that he would come here, is Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh. Hopefully he would come to Michigan. I think if he were to come to Michigan, I think it would juice up their offense. I think their defense would be a lot crisper. I just think I mean, you've seen what he did with Stanford.
How important is it to have a Michigan man, somebody who attended here?
I think it just goes to show you that a Michigan man is somebody who's it's a winning tradition here. I mean, we won the national championship in 1989 where Emil Robinson hit the 2 free throws against Seton Hall. And it's a winning tradition here. I mean, this place their football team's no chump change here. I mean, you're looking at a national championship dynasty in 1997 where they went undefeated. And on the way to beating Penn State, his final score was, 30-8, I think, somewhere around there.
So how many of the games have you been to so far?
I went to the scrimmage.
Okay. Any other games?
No other games.
Oh, okay. So any other comments here today?
Yeah, you know, this is a blessing to get Rich Rodriguez out of here, man, because it feels like Christmas time around here with that guy out of here. So, you know, I just think that you know, things should have worked out, but they didn't work out. So, I mean, you know, give the guy credit. I mean, his offense was mastery. They just too many turnovers, man, and not enough. I mean, he had enough time to build us into a dynasty, and I just think after 3 years, it just wasn't happening.
So what do you think of the firing of Rich Rod?
I don't think it should have happened. I thought one more year he could have made it that much better of a season. We already placed him in as an offensive coach, and he should have stayed and done his job, got a new defensive coordinator.
Okay. And now for the timing of it, do you think it's too early, too late, or just right?
I think it's too early. I think that he had a solid year in that he should have been there for. I think he should have been one more year at least.
Now, we've mentioned several different names. Now, who do you think should be the replacement?
I wish Stanford's coach would come. What's his name? Harbaugh. Yeah. But I don't think he's gonna. I think he's going to NFL. So I don't know who's gonna come in, which is one of the main reasons why I think Rich Rod should have stayed. Was we don't have a replacement ready. So there's no one really better than Rich Rod right now. So.
Now, how important do you think it is for a Michigan man, somebody who attended here?
It's pretty important. We pride ourselves on our football team, and so it's important to have a good football team and to be up there in the rankings. So I think it's a big blow to the university.
And how many games did you attend here?
I attended all the home games. Yep.
For the last 3 years?
No, for just this. I'm a freshman, so just this first year. But yeah.
So do you think that the new person's going to have a lot of pressure on their shoulders?
Most definitely. Yes, very much so.
What
do you think of the firing of Rich Rod?
Well, I mean, I'm sad to see him go. I wish him the best, of course. I think it was always a gamble to bring him here, and I don't think the gamble paid off. So I'm sure he'll do fine in a different conference or in a different position.
Now, as far as the timing goes, do you think it was too early, too late, or perfect?
It seems like there's never a good time to do this. So, I mean, I think 3 years was probably a little early in terms of recruiting the players he needed. But in terms of our reputation and the school's best interest, I think it was definitely time to make.
Now, there are a few possible candidates for replacement. Who do you think it should be?
Well, I'd love to see Jim Harbaugh. I mean, obviously he's a Michigan guy and been successful, but doesn't sound like he's coming. I think what's his name? Hoke out of San Diego State. Yeah. I think would be a good. He's had some success. I think he's a little bit unproven at this level, but those seem to be the two.
And as you said, how important is it to be a Michigan man, somebody who attended here?
I don't know. I mean, I think we're pretty full of ourselves. I think that we seem to think that's going to be the cure-all. I think it would be helpful just to understanding the tradition a little bit more, but in terms of on-the-field success, I don't think it makes any difference, personally.
Okay. All right. How many games did you attend yourself?
All the home games this year, and I went here for undergrad and all the games then. So
you went the last 2 years, didn't you?
The last year. I wasn't here the year before. Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on the football situation?
I was hoping to see us return to glory while I was here at school. I think we're probably going to take another step back before we move forward. So.
And then the next guy, whoever it is, will have a lot of pressure on their shoulders.
Oh, I think Rich had a lot of pressure on his shoulders. I think this next guy is in deep trouble if it doesn't turn around quickly.
One thing is for certain, no matter who gets the new job as the head football coach, they will have a lot of pressure on their shoulders to rebuild this team. Reporting in Ann Arbor, Jason Rzucidlo for AmericaJR.com.